Good evening, this is your Psychic LJ reporting from the United Kingdom. I want you all to sit back and relax and let's look into the looking glass for the next few years ahead. Before I start, I want to send healing and blessings out to anybody global who has been affected by any of these floods, cyclones, earthquakes from New Zealand over to Turkey, Syria and beyond. And I also want to send healing and blessings out to anybody who's been affected by the recent shootings in Michigan at the high school, at the college. So I just want you to sit back and relax, and I hope you're all keeping well. And let's see what the looking glass has to say for 22, 23, 24 and 25. I'm going to try and look way on beyond. Okay, as you know, the recent news we've had with Nicola Sturgeon resigning, and I did say this would happen, and I said that there would be scandals connected with it, and that's just recently happened. I just feel you need to watch this space, guys, because I feel there's more rats going to be leaving these sinking ships. Remember, I've been saying this for a long time now. The old system is falling, and the plan is to build a new system. So basically, if people don't go along with what they're supposed to go along with, they're out. And Nicola Sturgeon's out. And I'm actually feeling there could be a fair-haired guy to take our place. So possibly watch for that. And I'm also seeing a woman with dark hair. So it's going to be quite interesting over the next few months. I'm also seeing the word referendum. So I don't know what that means, but maybe something could come off there to do with Scotland. But Scotland's about to take great change. So I feel for the people of Scotland, I think this is a good thing. Okay. Now, as you know, we've had the big investigation, what's been going on with Nicola Bulley. She's a lady what went missing walking a dog over here in the UK. And a lot of people have asked me to look into this, and it's a very sensitive subject. I've tried to hold back on it a lot because of the family, okay? But the recent announcements what Lancashire Police came out with, I found it rather quite bizarre. And I just feel, I don't know who this benefits, to be fair. And why didn't this come out recently about Nicola's mental health? But what I do get is, and what I will say is, I'm feeling, right, there's two people involved with this. And I have a funny feeling that there's some big news to come out with this real soon. I want to send healing and blessings out to Nicola's family. And what I do get is that the UK is in bewilderment about what's recently happened. And it's going on about menopausal women and, women who have problems and all of that type of thing. But I just think that it concerns is that, if Nicola is still alive, I just don't think it's nice that you would want it plastered all over the news, the global news. That's my take on it. But what I do get is, and I'm feeling really, really strong, that if this is so important, it should have been said at the start. So, comment on the link below if you feel the Lancashire Police have knocked this up a bit. They should have said it at the start. It could have changed the whole dynamic with a search. But what I do feel is that there's some news to come out here. So brace yourself for this, guys. And I just feel it's as if that I'm getting 2 to 3 weeks we could have some news there. Or it could be 2 to 3 days, but I want to say 2 to 3 weeks. But I want to say that there's some connection with water, but not where they were looking. And I'm getting this really strong. And I'm getting something to do with near a hill. Okay? And I'm feeling this really strong. That's all I'm going to say on the matter for now. But what I do get is that there is news to come out with this real soon. So let's hope this gets resolved, because it's very, very bizarre. Okay, now, as you know, recently we've had a lot of problems over here in the UK with economy, and it's really affected the working class Britain. And there's been recently on the news where there's been gas companies have been breaking into people's houses because they couldn't pay their bills. And it's just nasty what's happening. And these gas companies have been breaking the law, what they've been doing. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I'm actually seeing a courtroom and I see gas companies going to court. And this is going to be plastered all over news, okay, in the UK. So you need to watch for this. But yeah, people were like going to work, or maybe they were, lying in bed, they weren't well or elderly. And these gas companies were kicking the door down. Can you believe this? And they were actually breaking into people's houses and forcing them to have prepayment meters. It's barbaric. It's barbaric what's going on at the minute. But just remember, there's going to be courtrooms. There's going to be courtrooms with this, and it's going to get rid of the rot, it's got to get nasty. Okay, and I've said this for a long, long time. It's going to take time, guys. Because we've been in a very injustice sort of messy world. And now everything's starting to get cleaned up. Okay, so I want to send healing and blessings out to the kids which got affected with the Michigan shooting. And I'm worried that there could be more shootings. And I'm very drawn to the letter C, S, D and M. So D, these M, there could be other towns, other cities. But I'm getting something about a Wednesday or a Thursday, and it looks like if I could describe it, it looks like a flat roofed building. It's set back when there's grass verge in front. I don't know if this is a college or a university or a children's school, but I just feel like I need to send healing and blessings out there. The world's gone potty, guys. It's like the zombie takeover. I mean, I don't know if you agree, but it's like the veil has lifted. And everybody who knows me and follows me on Twitch, they know that I channel Archangel Michael. And he's been giving me that we are in biblical times. We really, really are. And all the archangels are walking on earth at the minute. They're walking amongst us. They're very, very busy. But like I've said in my last video, that you can invoke the angels for help. You can, angels are there for help, for anything, any problem. Gabriel and Raphael likes to help with healing. Uriel also likes to help, especially if you're in grief. And I want to send Archangel Uriel out to everybody in Turkey. It's just so sad. But then not to forget about Ukraine, everything what's happened over there, and it's still happening. But not to forget Syria as well. The world's gone a mess. But then also you've got Archangel Michael, who is the warrior, and he'll protect against any fear. And he's saying that we're all walking this planet at the minute, and we're channeling through people. Okay, so what else can I say? Right, I'm seeing actually big news coming in with Canada. So I've been saying this for a while, like one by one, like old faces are leaving, new faces are coming in. There's going to be some big news there to come out with the leader of Canada. Is it Trudeau? So watch for that. Watch for that. But I'm actually saying that earthquake houses are the way forward. I'm going back to that again. And these engineers, there's going to be engineers which are going to go into Turkey. And they're bringing them in from different parts of the world. But Japan's sussed it out. Tokyo, they've got the earthquake houses as well, So they can rock in these storms and they don't fall down. So I feel there's going to be some top engineers going to go in there. There's going to be heavy investigations. But this also could be us moving forward into the future because the weather's changing so badly. It could be that there's going to be new building structures. So engineers are going to be very busy over the next 2 to 3 years. Okay. Right. What else can I say? I'm seeing huge news, guys, coming out with Beijing. Beijing. And I'm seeing something about Xi Jinping and some more people, and they're standing on world news. And of course, we've had all this carry on with the balloons, which I'm going to look into. You can't ask the ball, you've got to wait for it to haze over. But what's been happening over there is, I just feel there's something building up, you know. You don't have to be psychic to see that there's something building up at the moment. And as I'm saying that, I'm getting Archangel Michael, and he's sending like a powder blue there to calm everything down. But I must say, don't believe everything what's said on news is true, because they're only telling you one side of the story, okay? What I want to say is that these balloons are coming in from all angles. We've all been doing it, okay? So I am getting surveillance. I did cover it on Twitch last Sunday. If you ever want to like check it out, the link's in the description. But this is massive, guys. I must say China is a lot more far advanced than we know. And there's been a big divide in the world. And in order for us to go to New Earth, everything has to come out in the open. But I see China that's occupied the moon. I see they're up there in space. They're building space cities. I've been saying this for ages. We already have Space Force. It's like Star Trek out there, guys. And everything's been held back to do with money, to do with greed. But what I'm feeling is that China's going to take the lead with something. I'm telling you this now. And economy is going to change. All right? So I'm feeling, watch for big news coming out there. I'm getting the 15th and the 16th. I'm seeing Russia. And as you know, they're quite thick in with each other. But at some point, there's going to be a falling out between the bear and the dragon. And there's a woman to rise from the east. Okay, now there's been recent sightings a lot of black crows. But I'm not talking about the odd black crow. I'm talking about masses of black crows. And I did see a video that there's been around the world, but they've been sighted in Japan, the mystery of the gathering of the black crows. And I said in one of my little garden talks a little while ago, I think it was last year, that watch the skies, guys, because the birds will show us. So my concern is that it's just been recently, there's been a lot of mass sightings of black crows, and it reminded us of like the film The Birds. But I felt these birds were like trying to tell humanity something. They're very clever crows. So I said, watch the birds, watch the animals. There's also been strange sightings of wolves over here in the UK. And there's a lot of changes going on. And I sometimes wonder about timelines. I really, really do. But as we are ascending, we could also be seeing things what we've never seen before. But this world is so mysterious. Okay, and I just think that are we entering in and out of other timelines as well? But there's been a lot of sightings of wolves in the UK as well. Okay, let's see what else I can say. Okay, so we've had the recent 6.1 earthquake, I believe, and cyclone, which took place, and it was a state of emergency in New Zealand. I'm worried. Was that Cyclone Gabriel? And I want to send healing blessings out, and I hope they get it sorted out soon and they get their power back on in New Zealand. To all my Aussie friends and New Zealand friends. But I do feel very, very strongly that there is another big quake to come, and we need to prepare for this. The big one, I'm being shown this, Jed's coming out of the crystal ball and he's saying the big one hasn't happened yet. Okay. And as I'm saying this, I want to go off the East Coast. There's something about China. I'm getting China sees Japan. And I'm also feeling, I'm getting the letter M. That could be a place or an area or a town. Yeah, so I see the big one. And I'm getting possibly the East Coast. Oh, how can I say this? I want to go East Coast, USA. I'm very drawn to California, LA. I don't know if there's a fault line what runs all the way through, right the way through to Louisiana, but I'm feeling it's as if that there's a lot of rumblings going on here, and it's Mother Gaia getting angry, you know, where we're evolving, the planet's evolving, Mother Earth is changing. But I'm also drawn to another big one in Japan and also China. So I'm still feeling that Turkey's not out of the woods yet. I'm feeling this really strong. I think there seems to be some faulted areas around the Mediterranean. So we need to send healing blessings out there as well. Okay, so we need to pray for all these people and that they are safe. Okay, what else am I saying? Now, as you know, recently there's been sightings of strange objects in the skies, UFOs, tic-tacs and balloon sightings, but they've been there for a long time. And as you know, there's been the USA military were recently ordered to obliterate them out of the skies. What's coming out of this crystal ball is identity politics. Okay, and I'm seeing cooperative greed. It's coming out very, very strong. Now, why am I getting that? Ohio, toxic fumes, identity politics, and greed. There's going to be a lot of new laws. What's going to change there? Going back to the tic-tacs, I just feel, again, I covered this on Twitch last Sunday, tic-tacs is definitely extraterrestrial origin, but a lot of these crafts could be flown by man. It could have a lot to do with secret military on both sides. And I've been saying this for a while, guys, we're in a war, yeah? It's not a war of throwing bombs off, unless, you know, you're in certain parts of the world like Ukraine and that, but it's a silent war. It's a war what's going on. And there's a lot going on up in space. So I said a little while ago, we're going to see a lot of sightings of UFOs. This is the year for it, guys. And of course, with our new technology and us spiritually ascending, it can't be hidden anymore. But there's definitely something going on in the moon. And I definitely feel there's like a fight going on. And it's got something to do with money and power. It's not just going on this planet. It's going off up in space. But I'm also feeling that, you know, they're hiding, they're being disguised in the clouds. So watch the skies, guys. And I also want to say watch the water. There's a lot of these, the ones that are submerging into water as well. It's definitely the year for a lot to come out. But I'm not saying we're going to have aliens coming through the skies or anything like that. This technology has possibly been here since the 60s, yeah? So it's all been, there's going to be a lot of technology to come out. But it's media, you know, and they make it out to be like it's one particular, you know, blaming China, that type of thing. But they have it too. That's what I'm saying. The opposite side has it too. You can't paint over the cracks. They always come out in the end. There's too much here, too much. But going back to Ohio, this reminds me a lot of the film, you know, Erin Brockovich, with the contaminated water and the hazardous chemicals. And I'm a little bit concerned. I'm being shown a well here, you know, like a well of water. And I'm concerned for the people of Ohio. Again, it's all the old energy. It has to come out. And I don't mean where people have to be poisoned. I don't mean that. I mean about the system over there, you know, why were they transporting that stuff? Why did this happen? Why were they derailed? Is it being done on purpose? Question mark. Again, you can't have the light without having the dark. So there's a lot of different wars going on. And I do feel some of this is done on purpose. I really, really do. But what I'm feeling here is that this is going to bring forth new laws which are going to be put into place, which is going to protect people. somebody had emailed me that there'd been another derailment in Michigan. I don't know if that's right. You'll have to comment on the link below. But this needs to stop. But it all comes down to, it's sort of all to do with corporative greed, right? And mass cover-ups. So this has to come out, for the old energy to come out, to make a cleaner planet, to make it safer. So I'm sending prayers for Ohio residents and the surrounding area. And I'm actually worried here because they're showing us Louisiana and Mississippi. So I hope it doesn't, spread downwards, these chemicals. So Archangel Michael's just coming in there to send you protection. I want to say my advice is, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but I want to say my advice is get bottled water, is my advice. But you are protected, so please don't worry. But something's not right there, yeah? But actually I do see some people might have to move out if they're nearer the scene. So that's not good there. Okay. So get your bottled water in, guys. But there will be court cases with this, and it could go on for a little while. Okay. I'm actually seeing another explosion as well, so I want to send healing and blessings out there. And I'm getting the letter O in C. Remember that. And E. And I'm also getting M again. Okay, what else am I saying? Okay. This is strange. I'm seeing lots of different sort of numbers coming out of the crystal ball. And I'm seeing something about citizen credit scoring and all of that. And I'm getting data. And I'm actually feeling that this is what they're doing at the minute, guys. I think they're manoeuvring this into play. And as you know, it's all happening in China. It's all interlinked. So what's happening in China, I see it sort of manoeuvring over into Europe and other places. UK, this is what they're up to. I'm seeing data collection in social credit scoring. But before they go digital, they're going to go digital. I'm telling you this. I've been seeing this for a while. And I see this new internet coming in, and it's as if it's on a different level to what we've got. But again, it's the old energy. It's the, for it to come out, it's going to bring forth all this technology, what's been held back from where. Because what they do is they seep it in to make money. That's what they do. And I've always felt like technology is not the problem, it's who's been behind it, okay? So there's a lot, it's like we're going to be pushed forward into the future. There's going to be all sorts of, amazing technology what's going to come forward, but a different type of internet what's going to come into play. We are going to face conflict at some point. I'm seeing this. And more conflict than we've had. But what I say is, we face a restrictor, like we're being restricted, because everything's being restructured and redrawing of Earth. It's like if you're decorating, you get a mess before it sorts out. Okay? But we are, through this restriction, there's other things going on behind the scenes between the good guys and the bad guys. I'm saying Russia and China and Europe. And we're going to witness massive change, guys, over the next 2 years. The technology that's going to come out, it's going to be on another level, right? And I just think it's massive what's about to come out. So this social credit score, it's going to take place. It's being activated now as I speak in Europe. Right, there's going to be something that we're going to face, and I keep getting banking systems, and then I'm seeing lights, like the lights going out. I'm not saying it's full global, but But this could be like something like a cyber attack or something like that. I'm seeing Putin's face coming in here really strong. He's behind it as well. Remember, there's 3 heads to this beast. Ooh. Yeah, I'm getting worried and I see Putin here. So it's not over with yet with everything what's happening. But whatever he's up to, it's going to cause problems with the banking system. I'm getting Europe or something. And I see this is going to cause a problem with currency, and it could affect the euro. Remember, everybody's playing out what they need to play out. Okay? It's like they're all in that place, like that on that chessboard. So sometimes bad things have to happen. They have to maneuver in the bad guys to let them do what they need to do, to then bring in the good. Because the old system wasn't working. It's really strong, this. I'm saying it. So what's coming out of this crystal ball is I see Russia and Brussels in Eastern Europe. And they're giving us here, and I don't know what this means, old republic laws. Okay. The old republic laws which were written. And then they're saying that they're taking it in the crystal ball and they're saying something about this gives them rights to cross borders. I'm not saying problems with bombs, you know, yes, there's problems with bombs in Ukraine. What I'm saying is it's something to do with data and power. It's like a warfare in Europe. That's what I'm saying. Now, I normally look on no more than 1-2 years. But it seems to be coming out really, really strong here. And what I say is this is going to it's going to put a seize on the euro. It's really weird, this. So Putin is playing his part as a global player. Okay. And this is going to start the ball rolling. Round about the time there's going to be some big news with Donald Trump. And then that point, and I'm also seeing, there's big news coming out with Trump and possibly Biden. Then around about that time, I see the dollar. But if it does drop, it will bounce back up again. Okay? But I'm actually not seeing that tonight in this crystal ball. Remember, different timelines. I'm not seeing it plummeting, I'm seeing it rising. But then again, the US is not in with Europe, is it? And then straight away after that, it's like there's going to be a sudden sort of drama. But it is affecting a lot of the globe. And then straight away, as it goes off, then it goes back on again. Will go full digital. They'll be up to something around about that time. There's a big twist with this, guys. Even though I see all of this, there's a big twist. So you've got the good players, the bad players, all playing out behind the scenes there. And I said this would all start happening. I said this a few years ago. When the UK comes out of Brexit, when we come out of Europe, everything will start to fall into place and everything will start to happen. So my advice to everybody, the people in Europe, prep, plan. Not everybody is in crypto, but I definitely feel crypto is going to be the way forward. I'm saying this really strong. But guys, they've been planning this for a very, very long time. It's all part of the plan. The twist is going to be with signatures. And it's got something to do with what happened in Brexit. It's really strange. But we're going to go digital global. Any conflict that we will face will be followed by a legalization. Okay? It's all going to change in the aftermath. Once Putin goes, a new Russia will be born. But this is not until after the dragon and the bear have conflict. And what I'm being given here is Jed saying, after chaos, we will have new earth. If you look back over the years, you know, it's like it repeats, and we're ready for some big change. You know, the year of Aquarius, where there's big change ahead. Look what our ancestors went through. You know, so many endless, you know, wars, and it's all been to do with power and greed. And I just feel we're at that point now again. Yeah. But this time they're going to do it a different way. Yes, the poor, you know, what's happened in Ukraine's been dreadful. And what my ancestors went through in Belfast, you know, years ago. Well, distant relatives. And I was listening to the song by the Cranberries, Zombie, and it gets to me that, you know, it really, really gets to us, you know, the lyrics. It really gets to us. In the lyrics with the Cranberries, I'll put the link in the description. It's the same old theme since 1916, with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns in your head. That song. That's the song, you know. Zombie, 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 baby, oh, oh. I love that song. But it's just full of emotion. And what the Cranberries wrote the song about was because of all the destruction, what happened in Belfast. You know, what they went through in Ireland. And yeah, I mean, it may have calmed down now, but as I look at Ireland, I still think there's problems there to do with banking systems. They could be affected by something. This needs to stop, you know. Everything needs to stop. And, you know, the poor bairns what died, the kids what died, like at Belfast, it reminds us of like everything what's happened in Ukraine, and then you're seeing everything what's folded on the news to do with Turkey and all, pulling the little kids out of rubbles and that. It just really gets to us. It really does. And I just think that, I'm not saying these aren't natural, but something's off, guys. Something's off. I've got Michael, Archangel Michael, and he's got like this great big sort of pointy, it looks a bit like, what is it, what you use in science when you're drawing? I'm seeing he's got one of them, and he's pointing at the globe, and he's saying that it's as if like they're explosions of pimples of just, everything's getting upset. Once you start moving everything around, it disturbs the cockroaches. But it's the people what get affected. So we need to raise our vibration. It's so, so important. 2023, I've said this for a while, it's going to be the fight of the century, but we are moving into a new earth. And it will be okay. We've got to ride this. We've got to ride this storm. Manufacturing, and I'm saying that it's going to change, you know. It's not going to just be connected with China. It's going to be more spread once all this sorts out in the next decade. But I also see great change for China. And I see communism leaving. I do see it changing there. China's not going to go, right? China is going to lead the ways in a lot of ways. I mean, there's too many clever engineers there and everything. There's going to be more of a change. It's the people which are going to have more control over there, not the politicians. But you have to understand the balloons, they are surveillance, okay, in US airspace, yes, but it's also been going on the other side as well. Okay. But they are building cities on the moon. And I do believe China will lead the way a lot into the future with technology, but it's going to be more spread out to do with manufacturing in a different way. Okay. But what I believe is between now and 2025, technology is they're going to seep this futuristic technology in. The good guys, you know, they're seeping it in for we. They're getting we're ready for New Earth. It's not just a reset, guys, that we're in. We're in a whole new future Earth. It's a remodeling. And our reality is going to change. 10 years from now, you will not even recognize the USA. It's going to be unrecognizable. We'll have to ride this roller coaster, guys, and look after our vessels. I've been saying this for a long time. Remember, everything to do with politics and everything else, it's a distraction. And there's a lot, just remember this, there's a lot of distractions. What's happening at the moment? Don't look over there, look over there. So what I want to say, what I want to recommend is that, you know, live in the here and the now. Take care of you, take care of your family, your friends, your neighbours. Don't get too caught up. Yes, we do get affected when we're seeing tragic things happening on the news, but everything, we have to try and be kind to ourselves and look after our aura, our mind and our souls and our bodies. And we can do this. But yeah, there's new technology to come in. I'm saying holographic mail, guys. Holographic FaceTime. Beam me up, Scotty. But as you know, the media is all part of the dark corporations with the secret hidden underworlds. Not just of man of ETs, but where you've got good ETs, you've got bad ETs. But there's far more good here now. And the darkness will just leave, you know. When I say ETs, I'm not talking about little green men from Mars here, you know. I'm talking about people who just look like me or you. Seeing 2 militaries, it's coming through really strong. But they have all this placed in order. So I've been seeing this for a while. You've got both sides. They know what is going to happen on this planet. And either side is trying to take control. But the good will win in the end. The good will win in the end. It may take a mess, but the outcome will be very, very bright. We need to navigate. We need to navigate, guys, as a human civilization through this chaos. As we are in the great changeover. But what we are actually at the minute is there's something definitely different. We're all ascending. We are all feeling it. You know, the swamp is draining. It's all coming out. And not just to do with politics, everything. It's like we're getting to the core of it all. Okay? But there's an entity. There's an entity that is on this planet that we have not had in our reality before. We have not known before. And it's AI, guys. The question is, who's running AI? Yeah. But like I said to you before, the guys at our channel, the Pleiadians, they've got this high technology, this AI, as well as the reptilians do. In order for us to move on and to go into the space programs and to go off into space, we can't be kept in the dark anymore. We've been too cushioned from it all. And this is going to wake a lot of people up, the sleepers up. Bring it on, I say. But there's an entity that we have not had in our reality before. So the world is going to change a lot. So as I feel this is all about to unfold over the next 2 years, you know. Pushing it 3 to 4, but I don't think it's going to take that long now. So as the world changes, I see America in the middle, staging the biggest political scandal in history. And when 2 men will face, I'm not sure if it's a trial or a court case or an investigation, all right, in courtrooms, this is going to be all over world screens. At the same time, the UK will face more mourning, will mourn. But what I do know is, the lady in the red dress, she makes an entrance. And this will be a distraction to the truth, right in front of our noses. Guys, this is biblical. This is biblical. Hold on to your hats, guys. May the force all be with you, wherever you all are around this world. Take care, God bless, stay safe. This is your Psychic LJ, signing out. And I'll see you in a bit. Take care now. Bye. With their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns in their head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Where am I? I think I'm stuck on end screen. Guys, I need to stop doing this astral travelling. I keep getting stuck in the cloud. But anyway, I'm stuck on my end screen. So don't forget, subscribe to my channel and press the bell for new updates. Us fairies, you know, we're always getting up to mischief. See you all soon. Bye now.